Hey there, Selena here. Welcome to the channel where I share my best tips and strategies to help coaches, consultants, and experts build their businesses. In the next several videos, I'm doing something a bit different because I get asked all the time what apps I use for my own business. So I thought, you know what? Why not take some time to do some deep dives into my favorite apps, what I use, how I use them, and why they're my favorites. I know I always enjoy seeing what other people use for their businesses, and I bet you do too. So let's dive in. Now, the first tool I'm going to share was absolutely game-changing for my business, and honestly, my peace of mind, my sense of control, all the things. It's an all-in-one app called Systeme. I've got a link in the description so you can check it out after this video. Basically, what this is an app where I put my sales funnels, all my email marketing, my blog. I put my courses on here. I have communities where I work with my individual clients and group. It has all of the products. It's got a shopping cart. It's basically got all the things. Now, if you've ever worked with multiple apps to try to connect them together in various ways to get all of this stuff to work together, with Systeme, you don't have to do it ever again. It's all here. And I'm going to show you what it looks like and why it's amazing. So first, I'm going to start with sales funnels. So I'm not going to take you through all of the things. There's plenty of tutorials and things like that. I'm just going to show you why I love it. So in the sales funnels, and I call it sales funnels, but really it's all funnels. You can do your opt-in funnels here, webinar funnels, all your funnels can go in this section right here. And so what you do is you create a new one. And it gives you a couple of options. So I'm just going to do an opt-in. We'll just call this demo. And that's what this build an audience is. You also can do a sales funnel. You can customize a funnel, basically make it all your own. And you can do an evergreen webinar funnel. But we're going to build an audience. I'm going to click save and it's going to get created. And it ends up here. Now, in this case, it's a very basic funnel. So it has a squeeze page, which is the opt-in page, and a thank you page. So very, very basic. But look at this. So it gives you a ridiculous number of templates to choose from to create your opt-in page. So right now you're just seeing 9, but when I go to 30, here you're going to see 30. And I'm not going to go through all of them, but basically I click next 5 times. So that's over 150 different opt-in pages that you can choose from. So it's pretty amazing how many options you have. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to grab, let's say this one, doesn't really matter. You can preview it. So if you just click preview, it'll show up, but I'm just going to select it. Okay, so now it's in there. So we just go to edit page. And this is the back end, what it looks like when you can actually make changes. So you can change the colors, you can change the fonts and the copy, of course. You can remove images, you can replace images, change images, all that. So basically what you do is you click on it and you can type away, or over here to the left are all the different things that you can change for that particular element. So you've got a lot of different options. And my favorite part, my absolute favorite part, is to be able to click on a button and have it over here, and hopefully you can see this. It says submit form. That's it. No connecting it behind the scenes to some other app. It is just like, that's all you have to do. When somebody will opt in, it automatically goes into Systeme and it's there in the contact record. You don't have to do a thing beyond this. So that is fantastic. So that's behind the scenes. And then the next one says to the next step, which means that when somebody clicks submit, then they see the next page in the funnel, which has already been created for you. All you have to do is tweak it. That's all you have to do. No remembering a link, no doing anything else. It's just right there. You just have to make sure that you've got the page after this one, that it's the one that you want to go to. That's all you have to do. Now, I do want to show you one little thing here because I do recommend that you also include the first name when you capture their email, just so you can personalize and make that connection because, right, you're a coach. So let me show you how easy that is too. So you click on email. So you're clicking on this form input. Click on it again so you can see what this is doing. The input type says email, placeholder says email. Okay, so that's what it looks like. So click it again. And there's a little tiny icon that's like a copy or duplicate. So you do that. So now we got to fix it up a little bit because it is a little squishy here. So you just go over to here and you go to where the bottom margin is, you add a little space, and then you can also go up here and change it from input type email to input type first name. Okay, so now you've got your 2 form fields that you need to capture for this form, and you're done. And then you just change the rest of the page. So that is how you do an opt-in page. So I'm just going to go ahead and save this and leave here. Okay, so now we've got the thank you page, and you do the same thing. You got several pages to choose from. You click one, you make the changes, and it's done. Okay, so that is basically all you need for an opt-in page, a basic opt-in page. Now, what I want to show you is just a couple of little things that you can do to really bump this up and make it a little bit more effective. So let me go find a template. Okay, so what I'm showing you here is a more robust opt-in sequence. So we've got the freebies. We'll just go look at it here. So this is just the template that I created for my clients that they can use. But here's what I wanted to show you. So instead of just a regular thank you page, what you can do is you can do a call invite page. So you can have a little video here that talks about why they would want a discovery call with you. You can have a button here that links out to a booking page. You can have a little copy at the top. So that's just a little bit more of a robust page. And then you have your booking page here. And now Systeme does not have a scheduler, but you can embed your scheduling app here. Every scheduling app like Acuity and Calendly and TidyCal, which is the one I use, they all have ways to embed code into a website. So it's really easy. It's just a copy and paste process. So you can put that here, change up the copy, and you're good to go. And then, of course, you have the thank you page, which is also, in this case, a download page. So it basically gives them the freebie, so they can download the freebie that they've just opted in for. Okay, so that's how easy it is to create an opt-in sequence in Systeme. Because you also have the option of creating a sales funnel, let's go see what that looks like. So you create, this time we're gonna hit sell, and we'll just call it sales demo, and go ahead and click save. And then we can go into that. Okay, now this has an order form. And so it starts with an order form, which if you want to actually sell from your website, I would also include a sales page, but we'll add that in a second. So again, you can choose a whole lot of options for an order form. You choose one that looks good, that's got most of the things you want, that's easy to tweak, and you're good to go. It's almost done. You've also got the thank you page. And let's go ahead and add a page. So we want to call this, we'll call this sales invite. And then what's really great is they have the types in here. So they've got all the sales pages that are included in the sales sequence. So we're going to click sales page, click save. And again, you've got options. So the only thing you need to do is put it in order. So you just click and drag it up. So now your sales page is first, then your order form, then your thank you page. So that's all in order. And then again, find a sales page that is close to what you want, make your tweaks, and you're good to go. And again, let's see if we can find, let's see, I think I'm gonna try this one. Go and edit. Okay, so this, if you click on the start today, this would go to the order form, right? That's where you would want it to go. So if you look over here, it says next step URL. And since you have your order form after your sales page, no links to remember, you're good to go. Nice. Okay. Now, let's say that you are really going to add some order bumps and some upsells and downsells and all of that. You can do that really easily here. So for an order bump, which is, let's see, let's check. Let's just grab one. So an order bump is like another thing that you sell on the actual order form page. And so we can go over to the elements on the left, and there is an actual order bump element in this section. So right here, all you have to do is click this, drag it to where you want, make the changes, and boom, your order form or your order bump is there and ready to go. Okay, so that's how easy it is to add an order bump to an order form. So to give you an example of an order bump, when I sell my Coaching Genius course, I have an order bump for a course called the Freedom Formula. So that is just a special offer that I make just on that order form for people who are thinking about purchasing the Coaching Genius course, because they go together, right? So that's how you would use something like this. Okay, so let's go ahead and save it. Okay, so that's the order form. Now, instead of going to the thank you page, if you wanted to, if you had something else you could sell, then we're just going to call this upsell demo. You could create an upsell. So you go down, you look for where it says upsell, you add it, and again, you get several choices. You pick one, and it's automatically, once you, let's just select one, I'll show you. Okay, so this one's a little bit crazy, but you can basically sell that upsell, and if they say, yes, I want it, it automatically gets added to their cart, and they don't have to put in their credit card again. They don't have to do any of that. That's how easy that is. Okay. And if you haven't tried to use timers before, you're not going to understand how absolutely awesome this is, but I'm going to tell you anyway, because someday you might, and I want you to know how easy it is to create in here. So let's go to the sales page. It's just an element on the left, so you just go find it. So we got to go find out where it is. So it's a countdown. So you just slide it on up, put it up at the top, and it's there. So all you have to do is click it, and if it's a fixed time and date, so let's say you're running a promotion at a certain time and date, you would basically just put the time and the date that it ends, and then it just automatically does it. But you also have the option to do what's called an evergreen timer, which is put it on a delay. So if you are selling something in sequence in an autoresponder, then you can do that here, where you just put the delay in, and the first time they see this, you say, okay, I want it to run for 7 days, and then they don't get the discount anymore, or they don't get the offer anymore, right? And so you can do that with this too. And that's just how easy it is to set up. Okay, from the order form, this is where you actually create your product that you're actually selling. So let's say you are creating a coaching program. So you name of coaching program. Resources, if you have training materials or things like that you want to put in the course section, which we'll talk about in a bit, you can do that here. If you don't, that's okay. You can leave this blank. And then here, you just add your pricing plans. So one payment, subscription, which is for a membership, or a payment plan. And you just put that in here, put the prices in, and you're good to go. And then this is where you would put in your order bump if you had one, right here. Okay, so that is how absolutely simple it is to create a product. And if you already have, let's say you're selling a course and you've already got your course in there, all you have to do is select it, courses, tell it what course you want to sell, and you're good to go there. It automatically adds them to the course with their username and a password. So no trying to hook things together. It's all there. Okay, so one more thing I want to show you before we leave the funnels is how you can add a rule. Now, a rule is something like when they buy, basically when there's a new sale, and this is just telling you what funnel and everything, then what action do you want the system to take? So you've got lots of different options here. So you can subscribe them to a campaign, which basically is an autoresponder. So if they've purchased something, you could have some sort of maybe onboarding campaign. If they're opting in, you could have an autoresponder that takes them through, say, a week or two's worth of emails, engaging with them, building that rapport, that trust, all of those things. You can do that. You can add a tag. It's always a good idea when somebody purchases something from you to add a tag that they're now a customer or a client and what they are, what they've purchased. You can also add tags for when they enter a campaign, when they leave a campaign. You can also just send out an email. So if you haven't set up an entire campaign with multiple emails, you can just send the confirmation email, right? Welcoming them. So those are just a couple of different options that you can do here in the actions. Okay. And that is it for funnels. So hopefully you can see how easy and fast this can make this entire process and a whole lot fewer headaches. Okay, so while we're on kind of a website types of things, I want to show you the blogs. Now the blogs, they call it blogs, but it's really your entire website. And so you can create your entire website here with your own domain name. And one of the things I love so much about this, because I used to be on WordPress, is I never have to deal with plugins again. Plugins were the bane of my existence because they're always from a variety of different businesses, right? And they never talk to each other well. They'd make an update to a plugin and then it would somehow affect another plugin and then the site would break. And so if you've ever had that happen, it is super frustrating. I never have to worry about that. I don't have to worry about backups. I don't have to worry about plugins. It just works. Now, it's super easy to work in here. And it's basically set up very similar to WordPress in that it's got two sections. You've got your pages, which are the main pages of your website, like your home page, your about page. It might include, like I include my wall of love, which is testimonials. I have my favorite tools in here and how to contact me, of course. So these are just kind of the basic main pages of your website. And then the posts, of course, are your blog posts. So this is where you would actually schedule and publish your blog posts. And that's how easy it is. This is all you need. And you have different ways you can lay them out. You've got lots of different options that way. So super easy, no more plugins, no more futzing with WordPress. It's lovely. Okay, so that is the website stuff. So I wanted to also show you emails. You have the option of newsletters and campaigns. So newsletters are the ones that you might send out weekly. So this is the Legacy Builder, which is basically a text. It's pure text. There's nothing fancy, but you can switch it to the visual editor and it's a little bit prettier and you can kind of make it the font you want, or you've got choices for the font. They're not all the fonts, but you've got some choices for the fonts, the size of the fonts, things like that. So you can kind of put it together with a visual editor, add images like this, all that stuff. So one kind of little pro tip while I'm here is they do have templates if you create a new one. Let me go and create a new one so you can see that. So you have two templates that they created for you to choose from in the visual editor. So what I would do your first time in here, take one of their templates, tweak it to make it your own, and then that becomes your template. So you don't have to keep going back into their templates and making those changes. So get it just the way you want it and then save that as a template, and then all you need to do then once you do that is go over here and duplicate it. And then you keep duplicating your past emails and then you're good to go. Okay, so it's a basic email marketing platform, but it has all you need. Are there others that are more complex and have a lot more features? Yes, but does this have everything you need? Yes. And then you also have campaigns. So campaigns are just autoresponders, right? You set up like email 1 when you want it to go out, you send up email 2 when you want it to go out, et cetera, and you just put them in here and give it a name. And then you can, like I showed you in the funnels, you can connect when somebody purchases or when somebody opts in, you can connect it to one of these campaigns and it runs and it's automatic. Okay, you also have rules and workflows. So rules are those automation rules that I just showed you, they end up here. Okay, so if I had saved that, it would have ended up here. You can also create rules from here. So basically it's a trigger and an action. When somebody does this, this is the action that I want to happen. And there's lots of different choices. You can see if I click on here, you've got so many different triggers that you can use to have something happen. And then you've got a whole lot of actions that it'll take for you too. So I don't want to go into all of these. There's plenty of tutorials and things on how to use that and how you might use that, but there's a lot of different ways that you can use that. And then workflows are similar, but they're more of what you would think a workflow is like. So it's more than that. So you can send out, you create a trigger first, you do these options, you can have delays, you can have if-then statements. So if they're a customer, bring them down this path. If they're not, bring them down another path. You can do all of those things. It's very similar to any other email marketing platform that you might use. Okay, and then finally, you've got products. So you can set up the products from a sales standpoint over like where I showed you, but you can also create courses and communities. So courses are what you would expect. I use this for all of the one-on-one clients that want to use this. I don't force it on anyone, but I actually will create a course for a client, and we'll just call name of client. And you select a theme. We'll just choose the one that they selected. Oops. So we'll just call this name. Okay, so it creates this course. Okay, so then what I can do, I can add a module. And so what I'll usually do is do like I'll use the month. So I might say something like, so let's say they started in September. Okay, so then September becomes a module. And then the lecture, which is like a lesson in a normal course. So this would be the date that we actually had our call. So let's call this, let's see, we'll say September 9th, 2024. Oops, I'm just making this up, but okay. And then you can just select one of these. And again, like I said before, use one of their templates at first, make it your own, and then save it as a template so you can reuse this because you don't want to keep futzing with what they've done. I'm actually going to select this one because it has a video. Okay, and then save. Okay, so then when you go in, you can actually, like, I record our Zooms with every client. So all I need to do is upload the recording of that call, and then they have a place that they know that they can go to if they need to rewatch a part of that call. And then I also, down below this, I have a tool that I use to pull the transcript from that recording. And then the tool, it's an AI tool that also gives us the overview and the action steps needed, like what we talked about on that call. So that I also pull into this course, if you will, this lesson, which is really just everything that they need for that session. If they need to go back and review something, it's there for them and it's all in one place. So as you can imagine, that once somebody has worked with me for 6 months, this is going to be all filled with all of those recordings that they can use at any time. And so you just make sure that this is a private course. So, you can't see it out in the membership area and you're good to go. And you can also, of course, put regular courses in here as well. Okay, so that is courses. And then you've also got communities. So you can have, if you have a group, you can have a group community. This is, again, a demo, but this is what it would look like. So you can set up different topics, and then you've got a way to talk with members of the group. Again, I also use this for one-on-one clients. So I create one for each one-on-one client that wants to do this. And what I love about this is I have a place now where this is where I communicate with a client. So if I have to go back and look for something, I know where to go. I don't have to look through a bunch of emails. It's right there. And the same for them. They know that they can go right into here and go find what they need for something that we talked about within this community, this place. And what's really great is from a client's perspective, they can flip back and forth. So what the client will see, she'll see any regular courses that she, like if she's a one-on-one client, she gets access to all of the courses related to my 3C Genius system. And it's usually like right here, it says courses. She also gets access, of course, to her call recordings through that course. And she has the community that she clicks on. So everything for her is right in this one space, just a click away. And I love that for my clients. Okay, so that is Systeme in a nutshell. I've given you a deep dive into how it helps me run these pieces of my business, why I love it, the pieces that I love and why I love them. I hope you found this helpful. If you're interested, don't forget to click the link down below and check it out. It's a pretty amazing tool, and I don't think you'll regret it if you end up giving it a try and using it for your business. Alrighty, take care.